Alright, before we get started on the second video, let's talk a little bit about what you learned in the first video. First of all, if you did not copy down the content and the objective, please do so now. Okay, you can pause it right here and do it. But some of the things you learned were what a T account is, what it looks like, okay, where debit and credit are located on a T account, and what the normal balance side means, the side that always increases. You learn the two rules that regulate increases and decreases of T account balances, okay, meaning that the normal balance side is the side that increases, the side opposite of that is the one that decreases. Alright, so now how do I know which side of each T account is considered the normal balance side? How do I know which side is the side that increases? Well, it's really just dependent on where it is located on the accounting equation. So you have an accounting equation here. You have assets on the left, you have liabilities and owner's equity on the right. Okay, so on the left-hand side of your T account are all your on the left-hand side of your accounting equation are all your assets. Okay, so we have cash, prepaid insurance, supplies, accounts receivable. They're all located on the left-hand side of the accounting equation, which means that the left-hand side of the T account for each of these accounts is the side that increases, or the normal balance side. So these four here, debit is going to be the normal balance side, and the side opposite of that will be the side that decreases. Now on the right hand side of the accounting equation, we have liabilities, owner's capital when an owner invests in the company, and revenue and sales. Okay, so these are located on the right hand side of the accounting equation, the right hand side of this line. So that means that when these increase, the normal balance side will be the credit side, or the right hand side. And then the opposite side of that will be the side that decreases. Okay, so make sure you know where these are located on the accounting equation. So do me a favor, pause the video for a second if you need to, and copy this down into your notes. You need to have this. You need to know that these are on the left hand side of the accounting equation, these are on the right, which determines which side is the normal balance side. Alright, let's do an example, and you're going to copy this in your notes as well. Okay, owner John Hopkins invested in his company $10,000. Okay, so the two accounts based on the transaction that will be affected are cash and Hopkins capital. You can see cash is on the left, Hopkins capital is on the right. He invested in his company, which means both increased. So because of where they're located on the accounting equation, this is how it will look. Okay, cash has increased $10,000 on the left hand side. Hopkins capital is increased $10,000 on the right hand side. Okay, makes sense. Cash is on the left, Hopkins capital is on the right. The increase on the same sides are found on the accounting equation. Okay, copy this in your notes. Alright, next, we're going to do another example. Bought supplies on account from Lancer Paper, $500. Okay, so the accounts that are affected are supplies and Lancer Paper. So here you have them up here on the accounting equation. Supplies are assets, so they're on the left hand side. Lancer Paper is a liability, so it's on the right hand side. Alright, you bought supplies, so you got more, so they are increasing, and our liability is increasing as well. We owe somebody more money than we owed them before. Alright, so both sides, you have to put it on the normal balance side of both because they're both increasing. So the example would look like this. Okay, supplies increased. It's on the left hand side of the accounting equation, which means the side that increases is the left hand side. Lancer Paper, right hand side of the accounting equation. It should be increasing also, which means that the right hand side of that increases as well. So once again, it all depends on what side of the accounting equation is located. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Copy this down for me. You need to copy this down in your notes as well. Alright, so here's the thing. Sounds easy. Okay, these are on the left, so the left hand side increases. These are on the right, so the right hand side increases. However, there are two accounts that don't play by the rules. They do not follow these rules, and we need to make sure we're very familiar with these. And those two accounts are drawing and expense. So they are both located over here on the right hand side. So you would think the side that increases is the right hand side since they're on that side of the accounting equation. However, that is not correct. They act like they are an asset. They increase on the left hand side, right, or on the debit side. Okay, so make a note of that. Write this in your note. Make sure you write down that they're an exception. Circle them, highlight them, do whatever you have to do. Okay, so here's an example. Paid cash for rent, $1,200. Alright, so once again, the rule says that the normal balance side is the side that increases and the side opposite of that decreases. So for example, you paid cash. It is not increasing. You spent money. Right? Cash is on the left hand side. So the left hand side or the debit side is the normal balance side of cash. Alright, but it's not increasing. So you're going to use the opposite side this time. Okay? And drawing and expenses perform like they are on the left hand side. So let's take a look of how these two will look. Alright, your cash decreases. So this time it goes on the right hand side, opposite of the side it's found in the accounting equation. Now your rent expense is the other one, and it goes on the left hand side because you increased your expenses, you spent money. Once again, they perform, they act like they are an asset, so the side that will be increasing is $1,200. Alright, here's the thing too, you should just know this. If it's on the right hand side of one, it has to be on the left hand side of the other. Alright, they're never going to be on the same side. They're never both going to be on the left or both on the right as well. Okay, this drawing and expenses are a little bit different. It's very important that you make sure that you know how they act. Write this down in your notes if I hadn't said it already. Alright, so now as a class, we're going to grab the expressions and we're going to practice. We're going to talk about it in class. We're going to do some practicing as well. Alright, so make sure you have your notes fully completed. Make sure you use them, which is the key, and let's see how we do.